often do we tell our own life story? And do we adjust, embellish, make sly cuts, and create a new reality? And when everything was coming off the rails, how were we to know that our lives not entwined?
And that was a bit from the new movie, The Sense of an Ending, based on Julian Barnes's prize-winning novel. It tells the story of a man in the winter of his life facing long-buried secrets from his past, along with their devastating consequences. It stars the Oscar-winning actor Jim Broadbent, who joins us now. Welcome, Jim. Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit more about your character, Tony Webster. He's a tricky one, isn't he?
Well, he turns out to be tricky. And when the story begins, he's a divorced single man, retired. He's got a hobby of running a little camera shop. And I think he's fairly pleased with himself, happy with his life, claims to be happily divorced. And then he gets this legacy from his first love's mother, which is a mystery to him, why he should get this legacy of £500 and a diary. And the investigation of that is what unfolds in the movie.
It sets a whole series of events into play. How did you prepare for this role? Are there things in your own life, in your personal life, in your history, that perhaps you regret the way Tony does?
I think there's bound to be in everyone's lives, but the preparing for the role, it's all in the book and the screenplay, the character. And I knew the character so well. I recognise that. I'm exactly the same age, the same sort of cultural background, all-boys school, part of a clique at school where we thought we knew everything, you know, and all that just fell into place. And I know people like Tony now, and to a degree, I'm like Tony.
So Tony was a relatively easy character for you to inhabit.
Yeah, I recognise him so much, and I was desperate to play it, really.
Oh, well, you are brilliant in it, and some of the scenes I enjoyed watching so much were with you and Michelle Dockery.
Yeah.
Those scenes are so much fun. You have such an easy rapport as actors. Did you enjoy working with her?
Oh, she was lovely, yeah. Absolutely. I've been a great admirer anyway, and then to work with her, she's great, and it all fell into place very easily, and the relationships with my Harriet Walters, my ex-wife, and with Charlotte Rampling as the ex-girlfriend. There were three wonderful women to work with.
Absolutely, you were very lucky. It's true, all of the scenes that you had with the fantastic female actresses just all seemed to click. They all seemed... were they as easy in filming as they seem when I watched the movie?
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, I've worked a lot with Harriet, and we've been married 3 times, I think. But Charlotte, I didn't know, but I was sort of in awe of Charlotte.
Of course,
she's such
who's
a
not?
sort of icon and beautiful and fantastic films she's made. So, but I used my slight awe of Charlotte quite well, I think.
Yes. It came across.
She was slightly intimidating.
Yes, it came across. We could feel that.
So
you know,
that was quite valuable.
Whenever Tony had awkward moments, it was always with her.
Yeah, and some of that's genuine.
I imagine.
Yeah.
One of the things that struck me so much about this movie, without giving anything away, is how our own nostalgia and memory sometimes places us clearly at the center of a narrative when we may have been just a bit player to the other people in the narrative, right? And that's a little shocking to make that realization sometimes.
I love that whole theme of the movie, that our unreliable memoirs, our histories we tell ourselves are so false. I mean, like you were talking to the young lady before, I mean, it's a very similar. You know, we get lies, but we make up our own lies and we believe them. You know,
it's a basic human need to believe our stories. Now, finally, we would be remiss if we didn't ask you about Game of Thrones Season 7, because we are all big fans here. We hear you are to be a maester.
Yes, Archmaester.
An Archmaester! Fantastic.
I can't tell you anything more.
Oh, well, you'll have many scenes with Samwell Tarly, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's all my scenes are with Samwell. Yeah.
Fantastic. We love him. Can you tell us, though, are the White Walkers going to be more powerful than ever?
No.
No!
I can't tell you anything.
You can't tell me anything.
I can't tell you anything.
Well, we can't wait to see you in Game of Thrones, and you were fantastic in The Sense of an Ending. Jim Broadbent, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much. Great pleasure.